Hello everyone, Pallytime. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we've landed on Junkrat. I woke up nice and early today at 5 in the morning. I've been really sick. My sinuses are not having a good time right now. So I've been taking NyQuil super early and trying to get a bunch of rest. So we're going to play early on the weekend. I want to show you how Junkrat's been going for me so far. We got 2 wins today and a loss. This is my first time playing Junkrat since he was released. He was sitting at level 4, barely into level 4, right when we started. I was looking up changes for Junkrat, and the only really substantial one is that his Satchel Charge, which is his W ability, now is a little bit more visible to the enemy team because it allows you to displace people quite far. But to compensate for that, it actually has a little bit longer of a range now as well. I am definitely not going to be a great Junkrat today, but I'm going to try to do my best. That being said, it doesn't look like a lot of people are great Junkrats because he's sitting at a 47.4% win rate, and his popularity is at 8.6%, which is about on par with Illidan and Valeera and Ariel and all those other characters that you know are in the game, but you have a hard time finding them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Tomb of the Spider Queen today. We should be pretty good at this map, I imagine. Now, while I was playing Junkrat in my warm-up games, I was trying to do a little bit of build variety to see, you know, what I like and what I don't like. Get a little bit of an opinion before... First time I think I've ever been auto-selected into Murky. Oh. Get a little bit of opinion of which talents I like and don't like before making this video. Put some English on it is what everyone takes at level 1. In fact, what you're going to be seeing is a lot of Junkrat's talents in the early game don't seem to deviate regardless of player. It seems like the community has kind of cemented him down into a few specific talents. Let's go ahead and get those guys out of his way with the Satchel Charge. A few specific talents, and let's just say using stuff that isn't focused on your grenades maybe isn't the best idea. Now, I remember when Junkrat was added, a lot of people were using his E ability for a build. You could get some like traps all around you, and they were pretty good at, you know, controlling the battlefield a little bit more. I'm just going to go ahead and throw down the satchel, and see you later, bud. Didn't get as many of those gems as I would have liked, but you know what? I'm pretty okay with that. Looks like we're going up against Illidan down here in the solo lane. We're pretty much just going to outrange him and make his life miserable the whole time. I also remember, I think, a few satchel builds that were somewhat viable, at least, being used before, and those don't seem to be around anymore at all. So, yeah, get used to firing Qs at things. Speaking of our Q, it is called the Frag Launcher. It does operate on an ammunition system, very similar to Genji's Shuriken. In fact, identical to Genji's Shuriken. The cooldown itself is 12 seconds, but every time we land one of these grenades, it's only going to use 1 charge of the cooldown. That is not really what I wanted to do. Also, why was he rooted in the air by going over my trap? I don't know. But you know, I'm gonna take it, I guess. Anyway, so at the end of that 12-second cooldown, you are going to be getting all of your charges back instead of just 1. His W ability is the Satchel Charge, and this is what we're going to use to reposition the enemy team quite a bit. I mean, I guess if he's just going to stand here, I'm just going to auto-attack him. This doesn't... Ah! Damn. I was literally saying, this doesn't seem fair. And then this fucking bird came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere. 3 people for the enemy team up in the top lane. We are going to lose our Murky once more, which obviously is not a big deal. I'm totally okay with Mal'Ganis soloing. Just for the record, I'm completely okay with that. Out of all the fucking characters on our team, I don't know why I was the one who decided to soak the bottom lane and no one else, but it happened, you know what I mean? It fucking happened. let's just throw the stitches around a little bit. Now, at level 4, we did pick up the stacking quest talent for our satchels, which makes it really easy to amp up our damage throughout the course of the whole game. It's a talent that just makes you better at doing what you should have already been doing, which is landing your Q ability. This is your main way of dealing damage, and you get rewarded for performing your action for dealing damage. It's a really fucking straightforward quest, and there's really not much of a reason not to pick this up, especially considering that all of our builds are going to be focused on our Q damage. Why not make our Q damage better? We have 4 members of the enemy team pushing the bottom lane at the moment, and Mal'Ganis decided to walk into each and every one of them. Now, that Satchel Charge could have been a lot better. Again, keep in mind that I have not played... Before today, I had not played Junkrat in a year since he was first released. So, mechanically, I'm going to be missing a lot of stuff that maybe seem extremely obvious to everyone else. If Stitches ever does get out of this, I want to be able to knock him backwards once more to keep this control over him, but it looks like he's somehow going to be able to walk away from that engage, which is just fucking nuts. The dragon from Alexstrasza is being used. I'm going to throw Stitches right back into the fray with that Satchel Charge and hopefully finish him off. Wow, that was a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. Now, this morning I have been playing games where I have a pretty hefty front line and games where it's just 5 assassins all wailing into stuff. And my mileage with Junkrat varied greatly. When I actually have a team that's working together and protecting each other and doing the objective, he feels really good. Really, really fun character. When your team is just fucking off, doing whatever they feel like, I didn't feel like I had much control over how the match played out. We are going to go for tricky shuffles. This is going to increase our movement speed by 15% while our Frag Launcher is on cooldown, which, as you might imagine, happens pretty often. During that cooldown phase, it becomes a lot easier for me to go in and land these auto attacks. Now, I often find myself thinking that Junkrat doesn't have an auto attack because I focus so much on just trying to land this skill shot that is his Q. But he does. He does have an auto attack, in fact. It's also pretty strong. Who would have guessed? Moving away in a straight line, never a good idea versus Junkrat either, because it becomes pretty easy to track those grenades on targets like that. Just going to try to focus this building down. Now, I've positioned myself on a satchel, so if I need to leave really quickly, I can just go ahead and pop my trait, which will shoot me back in the direction I am positioned based on the middle of that frag mine. So if you're to the right of the center of that frag mine, you go off to the right. I tried to get a root off here on Stitches, didn't quite work. We do have the Satchel Charge, which is going to push him away. Hopefully Urel comes back and notices that we're fighting a giant abomination back here. It looks like she's starting to now. I'll try to throw a root out in front of him. The root probably won't work, but it looks like Urel coming through for the team. We're going to pick up another kill on Stitches. I'm going to try to clear a little bit more of middle lane. Now keep in mind your bombs, your frags have momentum. Mal'Ganis is 35. 35 butts? What a motherfucker. They have momentum, so you can fire them a lot longer than the skill shot range may lead you to believe. And you're going to be able to fire them by shooting them further away from your character. Uh-oh. So they carry momentum further. You see that? Now, if you shoot them really close to you, they don't carry as much momentum. You can bounce your frag grenades off of walls, but they have to bounce first. If you shoot it directly at the wall, it'll just explode. And one thing of merit with our stacking quest is the enemy team can't hide in minion waves. Like some other characters, you know, you can just, well, if you don't want them to hit you, just sit in the minion wave and you'll be fine. We're going to pick up Rocket right here so I don't die, and I wish it wasn't for only that reason, but it really was. Looks like Illidan was pushed out of my radius there. I don't think that was a sweeping strike. She's apologizing, though, so no big deal at all. Mal'Ganis looking like he wants to turn in here. Now, Rocket Ride back on the PTR. I believe had a fucking 30-second cooldown or something. Now, that may not be entirely accurate. I didn't bother to look that up. The website we used to go over the patch notes before making each of these videos just shows that it hasn't changed since release. But I do recall having the idea that, like, why would you pick the other ult when you could just live through everything with Rocket Ride? It's a get out of jail free card that you can use every 30 seconds. I don't understand. But, you know, maybe my memory is over-exaggerating that just a little bit. We're going to leave this Mal'Ganis behind, throwing down a satchel in our wake. It does, however, look like Alexstrasza is in a bit of trouble. She does drop some butts on the ground. We're going to be able to grab those no problem. The enemy team finally turning in their butts as well. Mal'Ganis is... He still has 39. Oh, I thought he turned them in. Shit. I was going to say he's not as priority of a target now, but I guess that's not true. Middle lane's looking really scary versus this enemy team. Notice I only fired off a couple shots of my Frag Launcher, which made it so I could then get my cooldown back up faster. And I'm just sitting way the fuck back trying to siege these guys down. The enemy team pushing the top lane and the bottom lane at the moment. So I feel okay pushing out here, at least momentarily. Illidan is joining us. That satchel was completely useless and wasted. Dodge a snipe. 3 in the middle lane now. Gonna go ahead and grab my sippy cup. I have a feeling I could use the health regen soon. Stitches.
We have lost a fort.
Alright, we lost bottom fort. We saved middle fort. And might be able to get a gank on Falstead here. That was a terrible satchel, and it would have killed me if it actually went off. Illidan once again back on top of me. We're okay, though, sitting in the heel of Alexstrasza, dodging this shit from Falstead. This team fight doesn't look like it's going very well. The hunt being used as well. Go away! Yeah, big pickup from the enemy team here. Really fucking big. They're going to be able to get another free turn-in as well. I'm just trying to get those free stacks while I can. We're sitting at 65 stacks on our level 4 quest. I mean, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. It seems like it's okay. So the hunt's been used. Mal'Ganis used his invulnerability. Stitch has used Bile, so a lot of what they have is going to be on cooldown. We're going to pick up Ripper Air now, which I think the tooltip for is awful. Ripper Air makes it so if we don't hit an enemy unit, if we don't hit anyone else other than Junkrat, then we're going to be able to fire ourselves off significantly more often with our Satchel Charge. So instead of it being a 16-second cooldown, it's going to become a 3-second cooldown, which allows us to be all over the map a lot more often. Now, this doesn't look too good for my health here. So I'm going to go ahead and get away from that Illidan. Murky does get taken down, but he's just Murky. No big deal. Go ahead and try to root this guy. Gonna have to use our ult here just to survive, but we can do a lot of AoE damage with it if this enemy team is not careful. Unfortunately, I missed the entire damn thing. Our Mal'Ganis currently in a 2v4 is going to be using his sleep to reposition, and I am back out on the map, but I am not going to continue to fight up here because we have some buildings we need to save, boys. Saving a keep and keeping catapult pressure off of our base is way more important than picking up a kill in whatever team fight our team happens to be currently fighting in. Now, I believe the hunt was used in the last fight, otherwise it'd be pretty dangerous here. Also, there's a giant wave middle that we need to make sure that we get. There's no reason to continue fighting. We need to soak XP. We're getting really behind. Oh, shit. Didn't actually mean to launch there. We're getting really behind on levels, just because of the sheer amount of buildings they got from that last objective. All right, so, yeah, that's pretty much my experience on Junkrat. This screen reflects my experience on Junkrat very well. It's been going real good. No, I don't want these guys to push up too much more, so we have the satchel down. I'm just going to try to turn in while they're distracted. Falstad could rotate up into me, but I don't think he's going to. All right, we only need a few more butts in to make this work. Illidan's fighting Murky down in the bottom lane. Let's get out of this. Jeez. These guys have so much sustain. Pop Lucio out of position. There we go. Big Satchel Charge pick up there, boys. Gonna go ahead and ult. Try to keep it on as many of these guys as possible, which I'm really fucking bad at doing versus this team. Oh my god, our ult's getting, our objective's getting no value. They have mercenary camps in every lane, and we just died up top. Okay, I'm gonna try to clear this. Alright. Try to clear it. These two teams are so fucking tanky, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna get no value. Holy shit. Damn. Illidan showing in the middle lane right now. I'm gonna have to do one of those. I didn't want to go that close to Illidan, but I had to proc my satchel to get me out of there. Looks like they picked up a nice kill on Illidan. Not too sure where all that damage came from, to be honest with you. I'm not too good with the positioning on that just yet, boys. Still working on that one. Now, because this enemy team is clumping up so much, I think I'm going to go for the spread volley here, which is going to make it so... oh, beautiful. Which is going to make it so every time I shoot off my Q ability, it's going to shoot an additional 2 projectiles each time. So instead of just 1 frag going out, it's going to be 3 each fucking time we use it. I'm going to self-cast my W and try to reposition back a little bit here. I was a little worried about Mal'Ganis coming back around. I'm going to try to turn in while we have a little bit of a distraction here, but it looks like the team is still fighting, so much for that idea. We'll just try to pepper some frags back on this enemy team. Illidan hunting middle. Is he okay? Looks like it. Okay, once again for the 3rd time trying to turn in. Got it. Now I want to come up to this fight. We have the spread volley ready to go again. So we're going to use it point blank on the Stitches to try to deal as much damage as fucking possible. The bro shield is going to be able to keep him alive, though. Fucking unfortunately. I had a game earlier where I was playing versus a Blaze, and the Blaze thought he was body blocking me, right? He thought he was doing the right thing and moving in and trying to be... I just saved him. Fuck. Trying to be disruptive. And I just stood directly in front of him. Sorry, team. Caps lock's on. It feels appropriate. I just sat there and I fucking blew him up because we're shooting 3 fucking bombs out at a time! Which is nuts. It's so much fucking damage if you can position in, like, point-blank range. So I'm thinking right now versus this Illidan, if he wants to fight me, we might be able to make that happen. All right, Mal'Ganis coming in for the flank behind the friendly team. I'm just going to put the root down right in the middle of this and hope someone walks into it. Falstad doing some big boy damage on the back line. We're going to try to move him back. I'm going to have to use my ult here to stay alive. Falstad probably already used his barrel roll. He sure did. But we landed with the help of Urel. Nicely done with that jump there. I believe that was our first kill with our ult. Feels fucking good, man. Stitch is looking like he's out of position. Mal'Ganis potentially out of position as well. So we're just gonna move right the fuck in, activate the spread, and fucking benefit, boys. March of the Murlocs going off to zone this enemy team away, and it looks like we're gonna get our 2nd objective in a row. This has been a great game so far. It's been a really good game so far. I'm gonna ping back. I don't know who is pinging for assistance, but we don't have our healer yet. Let's just take some time. Need to make sure this gets cleaned up, which it is. Alright. Heading up to join the team. The enemy team is going to hit 20 before us. Urel up pretty far, but it looks like she's okay. We're just going to get the spread volley going right now. Look at all this AoE damage we're firing at this enemy team. We're going to get them away from Murel, at least momentarily. Throw a root down right into this clusterfuck as well. Now, I'm a little worried because I don't have too much to actually get away from this shit with. Oh my god. Oh my god. Great save from Alex Straza keeping me alive. Holy shit. That was huge. Who'd we lose? We lost Mephisto. Or Mal'Ganis. I keep calling him the wrong thing. We have the spread volley ready to go again. Launch me over this wall. Jeez, hard game. Fuck. Alright, we're gonna go for Cannonball here. Cannonball is going to increase the radius of our explosions by 50%. This is our auto attack as well as our frag grenades. Great body block. Great job coming down there. Nice! If we can get Falstad, we boss right away. Let's go. Hopefully Murky comes back too. Now, look at this damage we're about to deal. I'm gonna wait for the stun. Frag Launcher. Not too fucking shabby for a single DPS, man. Not too fucking shabby at all. That spread volley does have a 30-second cooldown. Have I been calling it the wrong thing this whole time? I may have been. I may have been doing that. The enemy team does have enough butts in their possession right now to turn in, which would put a little bit of a hamper on our boss push. So I'm going to potentially try to intercept that if I can. You can self-cast your W and just spam D to get yourself moving. Again, I'm not, you know... Take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I just started playing Junkrat today. I don't really fucking have a full grasp of everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to try to push the bottom lane in really fast. Look at that explosion radius on our auto attack now. It's actually ridiculous. Okay, we're here. We're ready to help. I'm going to do the spread volley once I have a full charge. We're okay. We don't have Alex Straza, so we shouldn't really be fighting. I'm trying to just worry about my positioning right now. I'm not too worried about anything else. I'm gonna ult. Oh my god! Ah! You flew into the wrong spot, motherfucker! You flew into the wrong spot! We got a little bit of damage on the core there because the enemy team was fighting us while the boss was pushing. I am back in. I'm here to intercept this. Just gonna knock him the fuck away from me. Illidan might have the hunt back off cooldown, so we just need to be really, really, really careful. I'm just trying to bounce things as far as I can to interrupt these guys. I have 175 stacks on our queue right now. Again, if I get hunted, I'm dead, so... we need to play a little careful. Our auto attack damage is ridiculous. So increases the radius and explosion radius from basic attacks and frag launchers by 50%. Now, puckish cooldown? Or puckish... oh, God. Puckish Scamp reduces the cooldown of our ult to nothing. Basically, 30 seconds. Maybe that's what I remembered from the PTR. Maybe I misspoke earlier. Maybe I misremembered that. So basically, you can ult, go back into a fight, and ult again. Okay, I'm just backing up. If he gets a fishing hook here, that could be devastating. Mal'Ganis going in. I'm gonna put down the root. I put down a Satchel Charge right behind Stitches here. With the intent of keeping him at bay, but I was actually ulted by Mal'Ganis. We're going up. And going down. Taking him down and removing 26 butts out of play here, boys. 26 butts. Meanwhile, in the top lane, 3 catapults approaching the enemy team's core. Will they notice in time? I don't know. I don't know if they will. Is the hunt off cooldown? Probably. He was split pushing bottom lane, but we can still clear this out, no problem. So we don't take too much core damage there. Looks like this fight is still going on. So we're going to grab a quick sip so we have that health regen rolling into this fight. Spread volley. Point blank on Stitches. My alarm to wake up is going off. You're just going to have to put up with that for a fucking second. Shut up, Alec! Our quest is complete. 200 Qs have been landed on enemy combatants, and that puts us... Look at those fucking statistics, boys. Oh my fucking god. If I have a team that can tank for me, I just run wild on Junkrat. He's pretty good. Pretty good hero. I'm not too sure why I didn't play him. But we might have to start changing that now. I've had some really good games this morning playing Junkrat. So like I said, there wasn't too much to talk about as far as changes. Most of it was just bug fixes, and those bug fixes weren't like funny or anything. Usually when I talk about bug fixes, it's like because I want to point out something a little humorous. 164,000 siege damage, 110,000 hero damage, and highest XP soaked on the team with the lowest amount of deaths and the highest amount of secured kills. Damn. If you want to follow along at home, that's gonna be put some English on it. Taste for explosions and tricky shuffles. This is pretty much for every recent Junkrat build. You can pick up either ultimate here. I was obviously worried about getting focus from the Illidan and things like that, so we went for Rocket Ride so we could cheat death if we use it in time. Ripper Air increases our mobility around the map. And Spread Volley, I wanted to pick up just for the AoE. A lot of people, you can pick whatever you want here, honestly. At level 16, it seems like it's just whatever flavor you want. And then I did go for Cannonball at 20. We could have gone for Puckish Scamp, so we have this off cooldown all the time. And, I mean, I guess you could have gone for your W, but it doesn't seem that great. That's going to be it for today, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Up next, we have Salami Shalanore. I don't remember if I liked him last year, but I definitely love him this year. I don't know. I don't quite remember when that happened as far as timeline goes. But Kael'thas is fantastic, so I'm looking forward to that one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.